Top of the morning, YouTube. You good? So if you're new here, my name is Alexander. This is Our Green Agenda, and what a lovely day. And I'm not sure you can pick this up on the camera, but you can see there's a difference between the you can see there's a light bit of water and there's a dark bit of water. Those light bits you're seeing are basically the fresh water coming from the islands, and there's a lot more right now. It's a lot wider. Normally they're quite slim, the kind of streams that come from it, and it's coming from all the islands from the land because it's been snowing here. A lot of snow recently, so it's all meltwater coming down and just filling in, and it's not mixed up yet, so it looks like that. Because I only found this out the other day. It kind of surprised me. I was a bit like, oh, that kind of makes sense, and it makes sense as to why it's wider. So I'm all dressed up. Bit of a horrible day today. Said goodbye to the chickens. Very gory, but hey, they're gonna provide for us, and yeah, we're gonna have lots of chicken in the freezer to keep us warm over these lean months. But let me just spin you guys around quickly. My mate Ewan has given these off as well because these crabs ain't got their claws, so I'm gonna cook them and I'm gonna give them to the ducks. So we ain't got any chickens anymore. I know the chickens love them, but I'm just gonna see if the ducks like them, because a lot of people like crab claws, but they don't like crab innards. Let me just show you what I'm talking about. They can't bite me, so basically in there is just a nice big morsel of just good fleshy jelly stuff. It looks kind of rank, if I'm honest. It looks like a weird, like kind of dog food, like the jelly tin of dog food. It kind of looks like that, but full of omega-3s and fishy nonetheless. So I'm gonna give it a go. Oh, they smell fresh. Just smelt my fingers there, fishy fingers. Don't be rude. So let's have a little stroll. I thought, why not? Let's have a little tour, a little mini tour, and then just see it's weird because living here now, or living in this house right now, it kind of makes me want to wander more, because when I'm not living here, it's just like do the task in hand and then bugger off. Whereas knowing I could just pop in for a poo and a pee and a cup of tea, it's just like, what should I look for today? So guinea fowl are doing guinea fowl things. Let me turn you around so you can have a look at them. And it's weird because of the divider here of the fence, I kind of forget this sycamore isn't mine, nor is that sycamore, nor is that sycamore. So it's fine, they're still trees, they're still going to provide shelter, but can't wait to kind of intermingle. And we'll talk about this section in a bit. I'm going to come back. I'm just going to talk about the ducks really quickly, and so you can understand. Just get over here. Bush, bush, bush. Still icy out. Look at that. Shuffling again. I just had to clean my wheelbarrow too. It was caked in blood and feathers. Let me just show you the aftermath. Viewer discretion is advised, peeps, just so you know. But I did our best with the feathers. So we had the wheelbarrow over the top, and what I've done, because bird feathers are full of proteins and nitrogen, and actually pretty much good. It's a slow release nitrogen, and when the birds are molting, they tend to eat feathers anyway. So these feathers are being put back into the chicken area, and they're going to kind of rock down and do what they're doing. So let's have a look at the ducks. So there's some ducks out here, as you have seen. Some muscovies, all these ones can fly. And you heard the guineas earlier. And if we come over here, we'll just check out my pallets as well. Still going to sort these guys out. They're going to turn into firewood or Hugo mounds, one of the two, or just more little structures. So a bit muddy here. But look, we have lots of ducks. So we're in. So look at this lovely thick bed. You see how high it is, about a good foot of just hay, basically. So it doesn't smell in here at all. I think I mentioned that in the last vlog. It's just it smells fresh, but it's not very windy today either, which just means you can actually smell more. But it's something funny. You can notice that the water kind of piles up here, so it's maybe something I need to kind of rectify, or put something that loves water in here in the future when it comes to kind of turning this into a greenhouse. But ducks love a nap, people. They do love a nap. They're not sick. I used to worry when I see them just not doing anything, but ducks like naps. We all like naps. They've eaten already. They've had a nice belly full. Their crops are full. Look at this one, Jeffco's crop. He's full up. He's just about to nod off. And come nighttime or nightfall, when the sun's kind of at its lowest point, right now I think it's around midday right now. It's midday at its highest point. These guys will fly off and try and roost, and I'll be able to see who. So I'm confident that all the Indian runners will be here when I get back, or tomorrow, and Jeffco. And that one just behind him, just here, this little duck. So I move forward, that's where they kind of freaked out a little. So let me just leave them be. They're going to waddle around, they're going to do what ducks do. You've already seen them start to do it just here. They put their bills in and just do the whole wah, 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 wah kind of thing. So I leave them to rest. They can enjoy this space. So also I've been busy taking down the fence, because we're going to get a quote for a new fencing soon, because I can't do anything without fence. I can't plant anything, and that's the reason why I want to come back to here. So at least there's all the old rubbish or the old fence posts that come out. It's quite a fiddly task. just don't understand why, like, well, I understand why people use barbed wire. It's a bit like monkey see, monkey do, but it's like we're not fighting the Nazis anymore. Like, there's no need for barbed wire in my eyes. Like, it's a horrible thing. Like, it impales things, isn't it? Especially me. I'm like snagged and ripped my trousers, doing all sorts, mate. Almost ripped my manhood, basically. So all the guineas are following here. Hi, guinea. And don't worry, this is not active, so don't worry, I'm not going to grab it and electrocute myself. But it's quite fiddly, this fence, because I'm using the old school way. I'm just using kind of bolt cutters and literally just taking out the barbed wire and then taking out the fence post, and then I've got my mattock here, so I'll be able to kind of dig out the mesh, because it has been about how many years of growth, and that ain't budging, so it needs a lot of oomph. I could maybe invest in what do you call it? I could invest in one of those diggers, but where's the fun in that? Yeah, the diggers, oh, the gritters are coming. Bit late, mate. Well, better late than never, put it that way. Yeah, it's very salty up here, very kind of, you can still see the snow here. I think I pointed that out the other day. We've got the old gritty vans coming down. I think they should spray more, because right down there is treacherous, especially going up the track, but it's fine. That's why we've got a car park down the bottom here, so we can walk up, because the peat is black enough to kind of absorb and not kind of, I found that it's funny at my mum's house where she lived in Croydon, no matter how much it snowed, that would always just like kind of just melt quick, because it was black and it just absorbed the heat and all that kind of stuff. So let's just let them grit the road. So if you're new here, a while back I planted some trees. I think I've talked about this the other day, but I planted some trees in here. Let's go turn this around. And I'm almost at the point of being able to flip this over, because this is where it's going to be final resting place. I'm going to flip this, turn it over. It should be able to suppress some of the rush, and this will be a nice kind of space for kind of birds to kind of reside in when it comes to kind of like, what I'm trying to say. So for example, there'll be chickens in there going in and out. There'll be ducks going in and out over there. That's going to be their space to kind of reside and have fun all the way down here. But then over this side, if I've got some birds that I want to eat and kind of separate from the crowd, they can go over here. See if I've got too many cockerels, if I do breed and start breeding my own kind of birds, they'll be here, and I can put them in this area, this whole section right here. They can have fun in here, have a whale of a time, and this will be their place to kind of hide out in. It makes sense, because this thing is heavy. It doesn't look it, but it's bloody heavy, I tell you. So they're going to stay there. So this guy is gritting right now. He's a hero. Not sure if you can see that. Just about, there you go. So anyways, moving through here, let's walk and talk. So this bit is just all undulated. They're low, kind of the ground kind of runs off and that rests. It's almost like this is where it tends to pool up. Marshy bits, I always say it. If there's rush, it's boggy. So there's a manhole cover there. So then I had some fennekin, which are these lazy beds in here too. As you can see the remains of it, where they would have planted some stuff. And obviously they did it this way so the water could run off, so it doesn't stop the water. But me, I'm going to change that round and stop the water and slow it down. So there's a drain, you can see that the water's pooling up here, down here. So not sure what this is. Is this water? I think so. I think it is. But it says but. I don't know what that stands for, but I think it is water. And there's just odds and sods down here. What's this? Oh, there's like an overflow pipe. That may ain't lesson for the septic tank. But look, I planted how many what do you call it? Not golden retrievers. I don't know why I got that in my head. I think I was watching something about blind people. This sea buckthorn. There you go. And look at it, stripped naked, stripped bare to the bone. Back to basics. Could chisel it out. Does it smell like deer? Oh shite, it does. So yes, bad idea from me. At least I learnt a lesson anyway, so I don't think any of them survive. Should we have a quick look? So there's one over here. Poor plants. There's more where these come from anyway, guys. Honestly, like, it's not the end of the world. I'm not going to cry about it. It's just, look, they destroyed that one too. There's so many just weird little patches of like, yes, I don't know what they were doing. Like, maybe they had some sheep down here, because there's just fence everywhere. So it's going to keep me busy. I'm going to try and do as much as I can before I'm going to go away for Christmas. Where is it? Yeah, this one. Oh, they didn't touch this. So is this a plant pot? I should really take that up. Got a plant pot sitting pretty. This one got attacked, but it died. A bit too windy, because they were looking, honestly, they were looking so fine. See some rabbits down there. Look, there's the sign of the perpetrator's poop. This one just died. It's quite sad. They just like gave up in life for some reason. Oh look, this is where the sheep go. Ooh, what's that? Oh, okay, this is a dead duck. So this duck would have been brought over here by the ferret a while back. Still finding death. This is old, people. This ain't fresh. I'm not worried about it. That ferret is dead. But this is funny enough. I used to see a lot of poos on the kind of the roadside over there. So I wouldn't be surprised if this is where it kind of reside, or we like to kind of hide out. But nice little spot for is it deer? Sheep rarely come down there. Obviously that is sheep, but it might be deer as well. Shall I use my nose? Go on then. Shall I smell it? I think my hands stink. I can't really work and smell of those gloves that I'm wearing. But if you're new here, this is going to be turned into something. So I will have the fence come up to here and go across, because there's a doorway there. And let's go over. I just don't want to get barbed wired. Just try and get over safely. Hey, not too hard to jump. And in here, it's just an old ruin. Little hoop. Seems a little tidy. It's been neglected really. I haven't done much with it, but it just needs a nice little tidy up. Look, I've got a concrete pillow. Look, lovely. Have a little sleep. And there's the boys. But there's lots of potential here. Most we just like utilize it, turn into like a useful shed, because this guy, the predecessor, loved boats, and he had a boat, and look, he dug this trench here. Let's have a proper look at the trench. He dug it out, and he's got some exercise bike, and also I literally just found this chain today. So in pictures, I think like people have some pictures like ages ago of him having a boat here, and he had these ties on it so he can rest his boat on it, so he can work on it, so it's away from the shore. And I think he dug this out as well. So yeah, because our land goes up to here, but I spoke to the person who owns this, and I promised them that I wouldn't put trees here because it was just hindered the view of people, because we're staying in there right now, and it's really, really nice just to look out and just see everything. You see the sills, you name it. Really, really nice. So keep the fence up to here, have some trees in here. Not sure what I would do with this bit. Maybe put some trees in it, make some like little kind of it's like a nice little habitat. You know it's one of those perfect type of spaces for, we see those flies that just do that in the same. I'm not sure you can see it, it's just picking up on the camera, but they're just doing that in there. So obviously this nice little microclimate in itself. So remove the tires, try and get as much crap up as possible, and then maybe just chuck some trees in there or something. I'll do something, I don't know. Do something with it. Maybe turn it into a little meadow, or just sprinkle some stuff in, because the tide doesn't really reach there. Funny enough, I don't really know that, and I'm not 100% sure. So here's the chain I was talking about, still intact. Can maybe use it for like a mooring. Look at that. It's hefty. It goes all the way up there, and I kind of gave up. It goes into here, and it's proper well in. Like maybe like 13 years of just been covered over basically. But check out the jetty. Oh, yeah, I said it right. I never normally say yeti, but look at the jetty. So high tide's in an hour right now, and yeah, I think the tide does go into high tide about 5 point something, maybe. I think the highest we get here is like 5.35, and it does come into here. So right now it's about 3.82, which I don't think it will get any higher than that. Maybe a little bit, but it just goes to show on a high tide. And if you get your boat right, you can maybe rest the boat here. But I quite like the fact that I can drive, because with my seaweed, I can drive. Basically, my boat is over there, where that little house is there. And I can drive to it and then kind of take all my stuff out, and I'm not too far away from the boat. Whereas if I live up there, which is my house is just up there, I'm not sure you can see it in the sun, is that I'd have to kind of carry all my stuff, and then I don't know what I'm going to do here. I could maybe have some tanks and try and get some like crazy aquaponic system down here with sea. I don't. The possibilities are endless basically. I'm just waffling. I'm waffling on. But you know what? There's this bit I've never stood here. I've never stood here before. Let's have a quick look. Yeah, more poos, more deer poos. They must love it here. Fresh grazing. But yeah, I would just meadow this up. Why not? Turn this in a meadow. I know the deer want to eat like kind of meadow plants, but it's a nice little vantage point. You can stand and take in the scenery. Ta-da! Look at that. Beautiful. Yeah, and just get rid of all this fencing. This seaweed is not ready to cut yet. It's not looking too hot. So there you go, guys. Let me climb the fence. I've been just waffling. I just realised I was talking for about a good 10 minutes about just everything. Like, there's so much to see here. There's so much to do. Oh, there's deer poo. Oh, whatever, man. It only smells for so long, didn't it? So yeah, but thank you very much for watching if you got this far. and please do consider subscribing to see how kind of things pan out. I've got some good ideas for here. So like I said, there's going to be like little mini food foresting all over the place basically. So once I get my deer fencing in, I don't know what, like I said, there's fencing all over the place. Get the fencing down, put some new fencing in, and then I'll be able to kind of start putting trees in and start utilising it and kind of slowing the wind down, and then I can start working my magic, putting some kind of perennials in, perennial flowers, beautifying the place, because it's very sunny here. It's very sunny, you wouldn't believe it. Like it's sunny now, look, it's a lovely day. It's weird though, I can just about feel the rays of the sun right now, which is kind of sweet. So anyways guys, peace and hugs from me, and remember it's not just my agenda, it's yours too, and I hope to see you soon.